Hi everyone, it's Dwellers, Kiwi Scrapper from New Zealand, and I'm just here today to share with you all these beautiful luscious trimmings that I have dyed with avocado. Right, and I've had them sitting in this basket for ages, and because I'm going to do some projects using them, but up to date I haven't. And I did these probably maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I meant to put up a video and I forgot. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these out of this lovely basket. I'm just going to throw them down there, all of them. See, I was very busy. This was all done in one batch. So you can see how busy I was. And you will see that they are assorted colours. And this is what happens when you're dyeing with avocado. It depends on what the fabric is. It depends on how long you leave it in. It depends on the type of avocado you use. I always use, they're quite small, but I always use ones that are really, really dark red on their skin colour. And I do sometimes put the avocado stone into the mix as well, but usually it's just the actual avocado, and I boil it up and keep boiling it until the water is really a beautiful deep pinky red colour, and then I switch it off and start to do my dyeing. Now this, as you can see, is totally different in colour. Sorry if there's any barking, because it'll be my dog. My golden retriever is outside the door wanting to come in. Yeah, you see that they are all very different tones there. This was actually a very rich, creamy, almost lemony trim. And you see that I didn't want that to come up very bright, so I just left it in for a short period of time, and it was quite resistant to taking the dye, so that's the colour I've come up with, and I really like that. But you can see that is different, totally different from this trim, and it's the same batch. This one is absolutely beautiful. This was white, and that's come into this gorgeous, see, that's taken the colour beautifully. And it's that lovely rich avocado tone that we all love. Very pink. This one, this is a trim off a piece of, I think it was a piece of clothing that I found. That one, as you'll see, is, again, it's much paler than that one. I'll withdraw and take that out just a wee bit. Oops, no, it's wrong way. Okay, that's as far as it will go. Yes, see, they're totally different in colour. Again, as I said, all from the same batch. Depends on how long I leave them in. Sometimes I look and I think, oh, that's the colour I want, that's lovely. Other times I think, no, I want to leave it in for longer. And some of them I've left in for hours. I think 1 or 2 I've even left in overnight that have been particularly resistant. And I've wanted them darker. This is a lovely little pom-pom trim, isn't it gorgeous? And that took the dye very quickly and very well. As you can see, it's very dark compared to that one. This one came up a lovely, lovely pink colour. Very, very pretty. This one was more resistant. You see, it's only taken it in parts, but that's okay. That I quite like that mottled effect. And this one, as you see, is probably what I would call the normal avocado colour. This one's a little bit darker. See, this one's come up almost like a tea stain, dark tea stain colour, but it is avocado. But it's come up very, very dark, and that's all fine. You know, you can use all these things to enhance your projects. You don't, that's another one, see how different that is? You don't want your colours all to be of the same tone. You just do not want that. That's going to become a boring project. You want your colours to have different tones to bring out the richness and the colour tones of things. And that's another pretty one there. I haven't seen these for ages, so I'm going, oh, that's nice. This was a lovely pearlized ivory one. and that's come up a very pretty pink. And again, you'll see it in comparison to that. This is a bit of tulle, and that came up a nice tone. Now see, this one here was quite resistant. I had to keep this in a long time. This was a piece of white satin. Now, if you want to look at it against white, you'll see it's gone a lovely pale pink colour. And that's really pretty. Let's have a look here. Oops, don't want those in there. That's something else entirely. Yeah, these are just all different trims. That was a stark white applique, wedding applique, and that's come up this very pretty pinky colour. You see, if you put that beside the one that's a very pale pink blush, isn't that pretty? And this was a white. That's more. Oh, this is an embroidered organza, and that was very white. That's come up a very pretty pink colour. Yeah, you can get all your different tones. You know, you do have to keep an eye. You have to decide. You know, now this bit of fabric was a stark white, and that's very pretty. Again, you'll see against that very pale pink the colour that's come up. So I left that in on purpose to get a darker tone. You can do your little crochet bits. This is off a doily. This is a bit of trim off a doily that I just had left from cutting out of a doily. Sometimes they go a mottled colour, and that's quite attractive. This was a very white one as well. That's the side. Oh, there's a very... Now see, that's a trim, a vintage trim. That was stark white. And we'll just put it beside a white piece here, and you'll see that that is the colour that is taken on. Really nice strong colour. So yeah, these are just broderie anglaise. You can really do anything you want. These are laces, and it's up to you really. As I say, do try and pick out, see that colour there compared to that one. Same batch, just left them for different times, and they're different kind of fabrics. See, that one was a pale lemon rosette. Now what that's done is it actually hasn't coloured most of the lemon bits, but on the edges, on the top fringy bits, it has coloured them with the avocado, and it's come out really pretty. It's got these little avocado pinky bits on the edges. It's really nice. This is another crochet piece cut out from a doily. That's some more. These are just scraps that that you can use in projects. There's a nice piece of lace there that was a white. That's come up very pretty. See that? With that pale pink that came up, and then we've got that one. There's just lots here. This is a whole doily that I did, and that was kind of like an off-white, I guess. That's the tone that it's taken on. And that's this pieces of lace. That's actually cut in a heart shape. I must have been going to do something with that. This is a little vintage baby bonnet crochet that's come up there. That's nice, pretty. And again, you see the difference in this nice piece here, which has come up beautiful. And this one, some of the pieces have been left, little bits there have been left a very pale pink, and the others have gone a bit darker, the shiny bits. So that's very pretty. I mean, there's just so much you can do with avocado dyeing. Now that piece there, lovely and pale. You compare it to that piece there. It's really lovely that you get these different tones. As I say, you do not want your tones. You do not want your pieces looking all the same tone. Otherwise that, makes for a pretty boring project if everything is in the same colour tones. So there you go. I'll be doing some red cabbage dyeing, or some more. I have done red cabbage dyeing. That brings out a beautiful lavender shade, and in some cases it brings out a very pretty blue shade. So watch the space. At some point I'll be doing that, and when I see a red cabbage in the market, I will get it. Okay, thanks for watching everybody. Bye for now.